Welcome to the Conscious Living Podcast, conversations to educate, empower, and enlighten our world. An uplifting and inspiring series of conversations and talks with your host, Jackie Woodside. We are educating minds, empowering lives, and enlightening souls to create a world where love prevails. In this engaging podcast, we deliver exciting, positive, transformative talks and teachings designed to elevate your life. Now, let's join our host, Jackie Woodside, for this week's session.
Hi, everyone. Jackie Woodside here, the founder of the Conscious Living Podcast, where we are here to educate, empower, and enlighten our world. I'm so glad that you're here today and every episode that you tune in, because you're someone who cares about creating a world that's more awakened, more conscious, and in fact, creating a world where love prevails. You know that that's my commitment and that's what I'm all about. And each week I seek to bring just experts from all walks of life who can help us with our business and our money and our relationships and our finance and our health and our well-being and our recreation in every possible way, live life more consciously. And today I am super excited to bring to the Conscious Living stage someone who has a very unique slice of life that she talks about experiencing this slice of life very consciously. Dilyana Mileva is a Bulgarian woman living in Canada who is an expert on sleep and menopause. Right? Two things that I wish I would have known her a few years ago so that I would have had maybe a little easier experience with that. But let me just say a little bit more about Dilyana. She's an internationally recognized speaker, author, and sleep and menopause specialist, a leading authority in relaxation and holistic approaches to health and wellness. She's the founder and CEO of the Menopause Support Academy, and the host of the Menopause Made Easy podcast. So, Dilyana, thank you so much for being here with us on the Conscious Living podcast and for taking on this, usually fairly challenging area of life. So, welcome to the Conscious Living podcast.
My pleasure, Jackie. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, thank you. Do you mind saying a little bit more about yourself, how you made it from Bulgaria to Canada, and I guess most interestingly, how you decided to specialize on women with menopause as your niche?
Yeah, I graduated in Bulgaria in law school and I became a lawyer. I practiced a few years and then Bulgaria became too small for me. I decided to explore abroad options and I was inspired to make application and do the immigration process with the French side of Canada, where I landed first. And I start to explore different opportunities to continue with my career. And it was obvious that it's not the same as in Europe. And there was other challenges financially, and not only, but I was by myself. I didn't have any support. So I decided to just do administration in college and start working right away. Then I went back to Bulgaria after I took my citizenship and my passport, and I stayed in Europe 5 more years, going around and pursued my also spiritual search. And in my second time coming in Canada, I actually find my passion in yoga. And I find that my meditation that I did for many years, it's perfectly fit with the yoga and what I want to share with the others as a science and as a tool, practical tool of holistic and whole healing. And then after a while, I explore different opportunity of working in the corporate world. I really decide that actually holistic healing is what it's calling inside me, and deepen my meditation in my practice. And also in my early 40s, I'll start to experiencing this fatigue, exhaustion, sleeping problem. I was tired all the day, and I didn't understood why, with all my knowledge with health and wellness, I cannot sleep and I feel so tired during the day. And when I went to the doctor, they wanted to prescribe sleeping pill or antidepressant. I knew that deep in my core that it's not the solution. And when I started doing the research, I find out that actually I'm in a perimenopause and I have hormonal changes happening. And that's maybe the mainly most of the cause of what I'm experiencing is fatigue and sleep issue, depression, and mood swings, and also brain fog. And then I was called inside to start helping with all the tools that I already use in the yoga and meditation and breathing. I was called to create a specific program and to start share this knowledge with women, how to use the mindfulness, breathing, relaxation to help them to heal, just to navigate through this journey of perimenopause and menopause with more ease and grace.
Okay, beautiful. Wow. What a wide and varied background you have, Dilyana. That is extraordinary. From moving from Bulgaria to Canada and from law to yoga to corporate experience and now teaching people about how to use all of the tools that you've learned and apply that to menopause. Well, let's dive in a little bit and talk about the menopause experience. You know, I am aging myself again a little bit, outing myself, but I went through menopause over the past few years. I'll state what my symptoms were, and then you tell me which ones I've missed. How's that?
Okay.
I certainly had sleep disturbance. That was probably the biggest one that I noticed. And then I'm a very high energy person, a little bit of a dip in my energy. So sleep disturbance, a little bit of a dip in my energy. But the one that's been most frustrating for me that I hear from all kinds of women my age is weight gain. I've never dealt with weight gain issues my entire life. And all of a sudden, you know, I have this 5 to 10 extra pounds that I just have never been able to shed since I went through menopause. Now I know there are symptoms. Oh gosh, and then the hot flashes and night sweats. Yes, being a public speaker and going through hot flashes was certainly an interesting journey. I had that for several years. Unfortunately, I'm on the other side of that now. I didn't really have the depression and irritability that I hear other people talk about. I think I'm a pretty upbeat person. So what did I miss of the symptom list? Did I miss anything?
So many, so much more.
Okay, all right, tell us a few more.
Yeah, so the woman can start experiencing also low libido, low sex drive, and some changes in the vaginal dryness, and also change of the desire of intimacy. That's a major one that nobody spoke about.
Yeah.
And also skin problem, hair problem, also can be really pelvic floor, pelvic health can be affected. The difficulty to hold urination, or you have this urge to go often to toilet. And also this in my list that I'm helping with these 3 steps with my free gift is 21 symptoms, but I hear about 60 or something, which is crazy.
Wow. And menopause is a change in hormone levels, right? Why don't you just, again, very high level, you know, don't go deep into the science of it, but what is happening in women's bodies as they go through menopause?
Yeah, the estrogen and progesterone and also testosterone start to decline. That affect also the other hormones, and then affect also this weight gain in midline, which is related with actually the stress. Cortisol is the major factor also how you're experiencing perimenopause and menopause. So you need to keep the cortisol in a normal level, and for that you need to have these stress management techniques to manage the stress really well, which is very challenging in this period of woman's life.
So is it that we process stress differently, or that the process of going through menopause itself is stressful? What are you saying about that with the cortisol?
It's a vicious circle because you're under stress anyway. Everybody in these days, it's under the stress, and some more, some less. But you have a stressful environment, you have stressful workplace, stressful business, stressful family life, everything affects us. And as a woman that has so many responsibility at work and at home, can be a little bit double. And with these changes, when the cortisol, so we want, if it's cortisol too high, that affect also adrenaline glands, how they function. So the body always gonna prefer survival than the survival mechanism than the production, right? In this case, if you are constantly in a fight and flight state, you cannot really balance the hormone that aggravate actually how you react, and you very often overreact. If you're triggered with many things and you cannot manage that well, that affect everything. That affect how you sleep, how you eat, how you focus, our brain function, our gut function, basically everything.
Okay. All right. Wow. Interesting. Well, I definitely have had that weight gain around the middle. Like I just never thought I would go through this. So talk about your approach to managing menopause. I know you have a very holistic approach. And before we press the record button for our podcast today, we talked about conscious menopause, going through menopause consciously. So what are your approaches and strategies for that?
So really start to practice mindfulness and be aware of what's happening with your body, what body asks you to do in a daily basis, because the body knows the best what you need in each moment. So if you live the moment to moment and with the consciousness, awareness, what's happening in your body, what is going on, and become more mindful with all this, how you can actually, that the priority can have to be your balance, your hormonal balance, your stress level, keep it low, your relaxation, actually, your nurturing, if I can say, your self-care. And the self-care start with understand what be aware of what's happening in the body, and also how to manage the physical symptom with mental health, also with these relaxation techniques, with this self-care, with this awareness that actually mindfulness is maybe the main key that can help to navigate through these challenges.
Right. I want to go a little deeper with some of the things that you just said. So the first thing you said is listen to your body because your body knows what it needs. And I've heard other people say that before. And I have to tell you, I find that to be one of the most annoying things that I've ever heard, because my body, left to its own devices, would basically live on, I don't know, ice cream and pizza and maybe a cookie for a snack. I have to consciously choose to make healthy food choices. I have to consciously choose to go to bed and go to sleep. So I don't know, when I hear people say, let your body decide, your body will choose, I feel like my body betrays me if that's the truth, because I crave sweets and all, can be up all hours of the night. So help me understand that better.
Yeah, what I mean is not that what you have in the mood right now to eat. It's not that what body tell you. It's that what I mean. It's when the body need rest to rest. When the body need to be active to be active. You need to find the balance between the movement and rest. But mainly you don't know how to rest. Give the pause of the function of the body and the mind, so that you function in a better way and everything is in place. So you need to find this harmony, what I say, to listen to your body when the body want to sleep in the afternoon and just to rest for a few minutes, to say, no, I have so many meetings, appointments, so many things to do, I cannot allow that. But if you allow that, actually, you can have then better feeling, better concentration, and even better response if something trigger you.
Yeah, I mean, basically you're saying consciously choose how to care for your mind and body. Don't just be given by, the whims of we're going to die with stuff still to do, right? There's always going to be stuff to do. as part of what I just told a coaching client that today, like, I got it. There's always more to do. And if you're not attending to your inner world, as well as to your physical well-being with rest and exercise and going for walks and things like that, you're not going to be good for anybody. I asked her, what's most important? And she couldn't decide for a while. And then she said, well, that I'm centered and growing in consciousness, because if I can bring that to every area of my life, then I'll be okay. And I was like, exactly. So you can't not do that, morning practice or quiet time or spiritual practice. And, another thing that you said just a few minutes ago was about being mindful. That's a buzzword that we use in our culture today about mindfulness. So how are you using it, and how does it apply to women with menopause?
Just be in the present moment. And because the stress is when you think worry too much what's going to happen in the future and what's happened in the past. So you need to be in the present moment to eliminate the anxiety, to these racing thoughts, this stress that sometimes we create ourselves. So if you learn how to pause, reset, and take this quiet moment, this consciousness moment, if you connect with your soul and your inner being in a way that listen, then you discover what you really need in this present moment, and then you can really respond in the outside world, on demand of the outside world.
Yeah, so being in the present moment. And I agree with you. That's really, really helpful. And in the world that we live in, our attention is pulled a million different ways and a million different times. So it's a practice, really, a moment-to-moment practice, which, I remember when I was going through the most intense phase of my menopause experience. It's like, I don't want to be in this moment because it's really uncomfortable, especially wide awake at 3 a.m. and, just no sleep in sight, because it just felt like I could have gotten up and run a marathon wide awake in the middle of the night. So how do you help people deal with that, middle of the night sleeplessness and, being mindful? How do you help people deal with that?
Well, but breathing, actually, the breath is the very helpful tool to bring you in the present moment, to anchor you in the present moment, to give you this grounding and connection with your soul, your mind. Breath is very simple, but really easy to use if you remember, okay, now I start, let's say I wake up, I cannot sleep. Instead of staying on the bed and tossing all the time and just torture yourself why you cannot sleep, why you get out of the bed, go to the balcony, or just take some movement, then sit quiet somewhere, not in the bed, but close to the bed or in the bed again. After have some little bit movement, take a water or go to the washroom, go back, and then begin to breathe. Begin to use this breath and use this deep breathing. And you're suddenly going to start to see how the mind calm down, racing thoughts start to become less and less. And then you can really come to the point that you can fall asleep easily.
Do you have a breathing method that you teach?
I experiment with different breathing types, but I come in from yoga background, so I use the classical yogic breath. But the main thing is that you need to learn how to breathe through the nose most of the time, and how to breathe with the pelvic floor, with the belly, and not so much shadow with the chest.
All right. Do you want to just demonstrate that for our listeners so that we can actually have an experience of it rather than just hear the concept of it?
Sure. The main thing is that you have to remind that your spine need to be straight. So you need to be sitting. Sometimes I suggest that you can lay down in the bed too, but your spine need to be really straight and feel that it's not loose, and then your shoulders can be relaxed. But to be comfortable in the position when you perform breathing or meditation, it's really important. First thing. Second, be aware how you breathe. So notice when you breathe, where you sense more the breath. Do you breathe with the belly? Do you breathe with the chest mostly? Or maybe you sense the breath when you pass by your nostril, when you exhale. So on the space between the nose and the mouth. So feel in the body how that's breathing, and then begin to notice the rhythm of the breath. So it's important, rhythmic breathing or space breathing, that you learn how to, a part of using inhalation from your belly and use the full capacity of diaphragm and the lungs. The second thing that you need to remember is you need, if you want to calm immediately, you need to exhale a little bit longer than you exhale. And I teach that as you start, how you start with spacing, and you count with a second. You count when you inhale to 4 seconds, then you hold the breath. The magic is in the pause between inhale and exhale. So the longer you hold, the better. But whatever you feel comfortable in the beginning, I suggest you hold to 6 or 7 seconds, and then you exhale to 8. It's classical in many other traditional breathing. Even psychologists and other therapists use that space breathing, visualization to help you with the nervous system. Okay. So if you make yourself comfortable, your spine is straight, you feel grounding also with your feet down on the floor. You can relax the shoulders. You can close the eyes or just watch down somewhere in the floor. And just for the moment, just observe the breath. Breathe through the nose, okay? If you want to focus more on sensation, pose one hand on the belly and one in the chest. Well, let's begin to inhale. I can count. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. You just observe a little bit. Just slow down the breath, moves down everything, just breathe normal. You're gonna start spacing again. You're gonna inhale from the belly, extend to the lower rib cage, upper rib cage, all the way to the head, and hold. And then slowly exhale through the nose, contract the chest and belly. And pause. Breathe normal. And now again, inhale. You can feel how the belly, how your hand is moved from the belly, with the belly. Inhale deep. Extend to the top of the crown and hold. And then slowly long exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. Nice. And let's breathe again. Okay. You can experience that. You can feel the difference right away, for sure.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's very, very relaxing to do that kind of breathing exercise. Thank you for demonstrating that for us. So, people can actually have the experience of how it changes the body and feeling that relaxation. You used another buzzword that I want to ask you about when you first did, your first little intro about what you do. And it's self-care. And I hear this a lot. I'm an executive coach. I do executive coaching, and particularly a lot of the female executives that I work with are talking a lot about they need more self-care. So what do you actually mean by that? And how can women enhance and improve their day-to-day self-care?
What I mean is really to nurturing yourself, to pamper yourself, to really make yourself happy and healthy and more relaxed. And that means that your consciousness about your emotion, your feelings, your action, how you react, how you your relationship, how you deal with your loved ones, with your family, with your colleague, with everybody who encounter. That means also that if you're experiencing some negative emotions and negative thoughts, you are aware about that, and just know how to turn that in more positive state, more positive feeling, and more positive emotion. Because we always experience the both. You experience negative and positive every day. You think positive and negative every day. But knowing how to stay in the positive side, knowing what makes you happy, and just engage in this happy and activity a little bit more, so that your cup is full, you're really in a good mental, emotional state, and you can easily manage the triggers more easily, not easily, but kind of you're more in control, maybe, if you prefer that, in your state, in emotional, mental, and physical. So that means really take time, me time for yourself, just for yourself, and put for everything, for everybody, and have, let's say, 30 minutes per day, and do whatever you love to do. If you want some movement, do the exercise that you love. If you love to walking in the nature, you do that. If you want to read the book, you do that. If you like to learn how to meditate and breathe, you do that. We already do that, maybe. You do that also. Everything that can make you feel more relaxed, more balanced, and more happy, and nurture yourself. That's what I mean by you need this self-care and prioritize yourself. Just to have this time to reset, revitalize, rejuvenate with consciousness, with conscious breathing, with consciousness, conscious living, by engaging in activity that will bring you joy.
Okay. Now, I imagine you hear this a lot, Dilyana, that women will say to you that that's fine, that's all well and good, but I don't have time for that. So
if you don't have time for yourself, if you don't have 10 times for you, you don't have life.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just hold a hard line on that, and you basically say you need to prioritize self-care over some of the other things that you're choosing to do.
Yeah, you all have responsibility, right? You have so many things to do, but you always can schedule. You all have the same amount of time, 24 hours, right?
Right.
And the thing is how you prioritize your time.
Yeah, exactly right. Do you get into any kinds of spiritual practices that help women with self-care or with the menopause process?
I teach them how to breathe, different breathing meditation, guided meditation. I teach also yoga nidra, which is kind of sleep meditation, help with the sleep and the relaxation. I teach also some relaxation movement, how to relax with gentle movement, and how to start to create this routine and habits with all this, right?
Okay, lovely, lovely. Dilyana, if people want to hear more about your work around menopause or the Menopause Academy, what's the name of your academy again?
MenopauseSupportAcademy.com.
Yes, Menopause Support Academy. So the best place to reach you is through MenopauseSupportAcademy.com?
Definitely, I have also on my name, Dilyana Mileva YouTube channel. But if they reach out to me, it's LinkedIn and my website, MenopauseSupportAcademy.com.
Well, that sounds lovely. Well, thank you for the contribution that you are to women our age who are going through this very important life change. You know, we're going through the surge of coming into our power as we move into the menopause years. So it's been lovely being with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.